You stand up, and the room darkens for just a second, and the room starts to spin. And your balance shifts, and you grab for the counter. It's an immediate response, right? And you think, "Whew, am I about to pass out?" Most of the time, you're fine, but sometimes, quite honestly, you're not. So let's separate the two, okay? So I'm Nurse Healy. I've been a registered nurse since before the 2000s. I built this channel because you deserve better than what healthcare has become. Before we get into today's topic, let's answer something that came in this week, and it's from a guy by the name of Frank, who's 59 years old, and he asked, is there maybe something wrong with my kidneys? Because my pee smells weird, but only after I eat asparagus. Well, Frank, the good news here is no, your kidneys are most likely just fine. Asparagus contains a compound called asparagic acid, and when your body breaks it down, it produces sulfur containing byproducts. It smells almost like rotten eggs or maybe cooked cabbage. But interestingly, here, there are two things going on here that are genetic. And the first is not everyone produces that smell, and the second is not everyone can detect it, which is interesting, eh? Nonetheless, it's harmless. But if your urine smells strong all the time, or if you have other symptoms, well, that's different. But asparagus alone, nope. That's just chemistry. Thanks for the great question, Frank, and please keep them coming. I love to hear what's on people's minds. Let's talk about why the room sometimes moves when you don't. So I've heard this lots over my career, and it starts with I didn't faint, but man, I thought I was going to. Now, pay attention because that distinction right there, that matters. Near fainting and actually fainting do not come from the same place. Most dizziness isn't dangerous, but some is. Now, here's how you can tell the difference. Dizzy is vague. For some, it means lightheaded, faint, unsteady. For others, well, it means the room is spinning or the floor feels like it's moving. My vision feels like it's narrowing. These are from different systems with different causes and different responses. So let's break this down. Lightheadedness, or that about to pass out thing that feels like vision tunneling or going gray, your head rushing, your legs feeling weak or rubbery, and a sudden need to sit down, you're feeling like that's just what you need to do. What's happening? Well, to answer that, most likely your brain isn't getting enough circulation at that precise moment. So the common triggers are somebody that stood up too quickly, or possibly dehydration, not having enough to eat, being out in the heat for too long, or long periods of standing still. Could be from recovering from an illness, and there are certain medications that can do this as well. So, what's the translation? I need more blood flow, right? And how do I accomplish this? Well, I guess I sit down, lie down if I can, elevate my legs, slow my breathing, hydrate if I can, stand up slowly after I've done all these things. Now, the second type here is vertigo, and that is the room is spinning, right? And this feels like everything is rotating around you, and any head movement makes it worse. This generally comes from the inner ear, or the system that creates your balance. Common causes of this are benign positional vertigo, or inflammation in the inner ear, or maybe a viral irritation. Unfortunately, this feels very, very dramatic, but it usually isn't life threatening. Now, if it's severe and persistent or keeps returning, you should make sure you go and get it evaluated. Now, let's add into this equation anxiety, which generally complicates everything, no matter what it is, right? So you start to breathe faster, your adrenaline rises, you feel lightheaded, and this causes your fear to increase. And as sensations intensify, now this becomes a loop. It just keeps coming around and around and around. How do you break that loop? Well, let's start with slow your breathing, 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. Yeah, you've heard this before, right? And then you repeat that. And you repeat this for about a minute. Slow everything down. This should settle your systems. Now, if dizziness comes with chest pain or pressure or shortness of breath, sudden weakness on one side or trouble speaking, severe sudden headache or vision loss, double vision, and an irregular heartbeat of any sort, or collapse without any warning, you need to seek urgent medical care. Because these patterns, they change the equation completely. Another thing that's also important is if dizziness is new to you or it's repeating, it's causing you to do things like fall or happens during any form of exertion, you need to get assessed as well. This isn't about panic. It's about, let's call it pattern recognition, right? So when dizziness happens, ask, well, what type is it? Is it lightheaded or is it spinning? And what maybe triggered it? And was I standing too fast? Was I in the heat for too long? Did you eat lunch today? Any movements that I might have done? And is it settling or is it escalating? If it settles when you sit, that's quite reassuring. But if it's escalating or adding symptoms, you might want to seek medical help. Look, at information reduces panic. One episode after standing quickly is different from repeated, unexplained episodes. Check the basics. Once again, hydration, food, medication, heat do not normalize any recurring symptoms. And responsible adults, they just get assessed. The information contained within this video does not provide personal medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment, and should not replace consultation with a qualified healthcare provider. Look, I'm here to help you understand your health, not to scare you, sell you, or promise any miracles. Just truth and a steady hand. And by the way, this channel isn't about clicks or likes. If you think it might help someone you know, you're welcome to pass it along to them. Well, time, as always, it keeps its own schedule. And thank you for spending your time here, as you could have been anywhere, really. But you chose to be here, and that really matters.